There we go. Amazing. And welcome to Office Hours. Again, ask me anything type of session. So if anybody has any particular questions that we want to go through, please raise your hand and I will go one by one. Okay, Jody, please go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I am working through the gamification course template in order to create my second course. And I'm wondering, when it comes to adjusting, let's say I wanted to have more text on one training page than another. Can you show me how to do that?
Sure. So I will share my screen. Let me put my...
It's probably a very simple thing, but I'm still very new to all of this.
That's okay. That's okay. We can go through it together. Let me just share. Please let me know if you can hear me well. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can.
Yes? Okay, amazing. Perfect. Okay, great. So let me share my screen with the template. Okay. There we go. I will add the gamified course. That's the gamified course, right?
Correct.
Okay, I will add it to my account. And what text do you mean? Like, is it in the step number 4? Is it in the course content?
Yeah, like in the course content, for example, if I wanted to, in module 2, in training 2, I wanted to have more text than in the others. So instead of just having the video and the detailed training notes, I wanted to have another block. How do I add that to this page?
Oh, I understand. Oh, well, the way that I picture that you can do that is by tagging. So for example, if we only have one single training page, correct? So every single training that our students will go through is the single training layout. So if you wanted to add a block that only people in the training number 2 will be able to see, you need to create a tag and play with the visibility of this block. For example, I will add this header thing. And I only want this block to be seen by people who complete the training number 2. The way that you do that is by, going to the block visibility and deciding who to show this block to, only to people with tags. And let's create it from scratch. I will go to my account. I will create a tag that says, I think I'm listening to someone's background. There we go. Yeah, I don't know who I'm listening to. Is someone else listening to a background?
I also hear it, but I don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah, no, me neither. Okay, I stopped hearing it, so okay. So I will give it a name tag like training to test. Okay, I will create that. But if someone else has a different idea on how to do that, I'm happy to hear suggestions, because again, remember that there are many ways that you can do one thing inside Experienceify. So that's when it gets a little tricky. So, okay, what you need to do now is to go to the step number 5, where it's your experience engine, and create a new experience from scratch. And what you need to do is to add a tag, right? The trigger will be if a tag is added, because we are going to give training to a tag. So if a tag is added, what tag? The one that we just created, that would be training 2. Where is it? Training to test. There we go. So that's my experience. When a user receives this training to test, I'm lying to you. The trigger is if they completed a training. So if they completed training number 1 in the module number 2, right? They will go to the training number 2. So if they completed this training from the module 2, there we go. That's a trigger. If a user completes training 1, they will receive a tag. And that tag is the training 2. And training 2 test. So what are we doing here? We are telling the system, if a person completes the training number 2 of the second module, that means usually that we are going to give them access to the training number 2, right? So if they complete the training 1, we will give them this tag, and then we can play with the visibility of our blocks. So going back to our page builder, when you play with the visibility of this block, you can tell the system to only show this to people who have the tag training test, training to test. So you can edit this block, put more text into it or a different video, and only people who have that tag will be able to see this block. So that's how you would do it. Is it clear?
Okay, so that's the template for the single training. You drag the block in there and then you adjust the visibility. You create the tags accordingly.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
Mhm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Alexandra, please go ahead.
Hi, I'm just wondering, I'm about to set up a new cohort of students. I just added a student as a test and the timer hasn't started again. So how do I start? He's just an individual, but then in a few weeks, I'm going to start another group of students. So how do should it just automatically restart their timer?
No, it should be evergreen. How did you set up your countdown? If you want to, you can share your screen and we can go through it.
Sorry, I'm on my iPad with Zoom and on my laptop
okay.
with which probably wasn't a good move. Sorry.
It's okay. I can.
So I could work on it at the same time.
Sure.
Okay, so with the first group, the timer ran. Yeah, so now exactly what yours says, it's just got 0 basically when I've added a new student.
Oh, maybe your countdown isn't set up correctly because it should be evergreen. So when you edit the content and you update the countdown, I will click in the countdown and then I will go to update. The countdown mode should be evergreen. And if you put it into evergreen, every time that a student logs in, the timer will be set up to when they started, it starts counting either 3 days, 1 day, 2 weeks.
Perfect. Okay, so countdown evergreen. That's fantastic. And there was just one other thing when I signed them up, the welcome email came to my email address, not theirs.
Oh, okay. So you need to configure probably in the step number 5, for example, when a user is added to the course, they will receive this student welcome email. So I will open, or you need to open your email, go to the email editor and check who is it being delivered to. So here, send email to, it should be student. Maybe it is to yourself, or maybe it is to someone else, and that's why you're receiving that.
Okay, student welcome email from, okay, got it. Student, thank you.
You're welcome. Small things.
Yeah, just these little bugs to iron out. And then just one other thing, I'm an EPM student with Marisa. I'm going through EPM again. However, in EPM, they offer the done for you. So I'm just wondering, I've already uploaded videos and things like that, but I think there was a big spreadsheet attached. So if I update all of that and then submit it, is it then possible for the team to kind of go through, or no, because I've already uploaded videos and text?
I mean, I guess that's something that you can negotiate with Marina, who's in charge of the Done For You service. I don't know if what you want to do is edit the current. I don't think, yeah, no, actually, I think that the way to go is that she will create a course from scratch based on the content that you give her.
Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
so it's no editing, no, it was to
Yeah,
add
no.
like all the email sequencing and stuff like that, so yeah, simple
that-
as
Yeah, it will need to be redone. Like, I mean, you will give her all the details and she will build it from scratch, from zero. But I don't think she will be able to go through the course that you already created and edit that one. However, it's always good to ask. So if you can send her an email, I will share it in the chat, and ask her about this. Maybe that she can give you a better answer than I can.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Great, Sue, please go ahead.
Hi. So I had a question about my EMC that I'm going to use for the parents to give them an idea. Remember, my course is for the young athletes, but I want something for the parents to get them as a lead magnet, but also to get them see how the platform works and the gamification and things like that.
Okay.
So I was thinking about, I've got 3 good modules. I was kind of thinking about a 5-day challenge, 3 modules, not a whole lot of work. I do have an assessment that I could do like a day 1 for an assessment, and like, because it's assessing what they think is going on with their kids and their sports. You know, it's mental game type of thing, their confidence and, you know, their focus and things like that. So it's very subjective, but it's still what the parents thinks about what's going on with their child. And I can give them a brief, almost like taking a quiz, and then they could get kind of like a report around that. There wouldn't be any video training because I wouldn't know what they would actually fill in and do. All I can do is, you know, I couldn't, you know, I'm not going to make a video for everybody, you know, so it'll just kind of be more like a report the first day. And we just wondered if that was enough. Then I've got my 3 days. Then the 5th day would be see how they did, the progress they made, and then work into promoting my course for their child. I mean, is that a way to do a 5-day challenge? Or is that too slow? Or, I mean, you're a parent also of some kids, and it's like, to me, in 5 days, they may not even be able, they're running around, the kids are in their sports, you know, they may not even get to it. So they may have to do catch up, which I'll give them that, you know, as Marisa does, if you didn't finish it, it's still the email shows up. Oh, I see you were busy and you didn't finish. So here I'm going to give you a few more days, you know,
Right.
that shows up on her stuff. So what's your recommendation for the busy parent with the busy kid athlete, and, you know, what I'm trying to get, because this is a lead magnet for them to sign their child up for my program. I am going to give them valuable information as a parent of a young athlete, but what's your recommendation to do there?
I'm worried about one thing. I mean, maybe not at this time, because I'm guessing that you're just starting out, right? That you don't have 1,000 students or 1,000 parents signing up for this. However, what worries me is that you're going to give them feedback after they complete the 3 days of your 5-day challenge, right? That's what I understood. That you will give them feedback based on what they answered in the in the first 3 days. So what
No,
worries
I'm
me?
not going to
No?
give them any feedback. No, they're just
Oh,
going to end
okay.
up at a sales page that's going to
Oh,
talk about the program that I have their child, and that it has a companion course for the parent with it.
right.
It's just a lead magnet. I would say in the
Oh.
first day, if they did a quiz, they'll get just like a printout. They'll get, you know, I'll put it into the quiz form, so they'll get, you know, a PDF basically of what, of kind of like what it means like that. And then I've got,
Well,
I don't have to
with
do that.
right. So with the expiring mini course, I think, especially because they are busy parents, maybe they don't have 5 days to complete your challenge, and that could be something that you stumble upon. So I would keep it just in 3 days. Like they can complete it in one sitting if they need to. However, you're going to give them 3 days. I would stick to the 3 days.
Okay,
And what I would do, the thing that I would do differently with the expiring mini course is adding that quiz at the beginning. So based on their answers, you can deliver certain content for them based on what they are looking for. That's something that you can actually change in the expiring mini course because that's not the way that we do it. However, you can definitely get creative about that. And that will, like segment the type of parents that are looking for certain information in your EMC. And you can redirect them to the offer, which is your course. That's the way that I would do it. Maybe a 5-day challenge is not right for your audience right now, maybe in the
Okay.
future, but
so
I would
really,
go for
so
the
focus
expiring.
on my 3 days of training, that's
Yeah,
it. And
exactly.
then
That's what I
in
would
that
do.
last one, go ahead. Well, I've got them on video. I mean, they'll do, I'll do like a video sales page too, VSL for the thing. And then my nurturing email sequence afterwards will, talk more about the course. So then I can continue the conversation going.
Absolutely. And you can personalize them based on their answers in the first questionnaire that you give them. If you're going to go for that, you can also personalize the emails that you're going to send them based on their final goal out of the EMC, so you can do that. Yes, absolutely. If somebody else has any feedback on Sue's idea or any other, yeah, Susan.
Yeah,
So I thought about, again, using the EMC thing as opposed to like, there's these different templates.
Yeah, I would just say
go with-
EMC.
Use
The
the
EMC template is
EMC,
fine.
Yeah, because that's my goal. It's not a course at this point.
Yeah, no, the EMC template.
yeah, I
Susan, sorry.
think the EMC makes a good lead magnet because it's
Right. That's what it is.
especially if you set it up in a way that's really engaging. And that's where my big concern would be to not put that quiz first.
Right. Yeah.
It's going to be work for them to do, right? I would say start with a video in the first lesson, and then either in the second or third one, you can put the quiz. And don't make the quiz too long.
No, it's not. It's very simple. I think 8 or 10 questions. It's a check off. It's not, I've got other assessments once they're inside the course.
Yeah.
This is just the to get them to look, and I could put at the very end. It could be after they've gone through this, how do you feel, how your child ranks in these areas? Then they get the report, and then that could go into my nurture sequence. So I could do it that way. So even whether they even do that at the end or not, I think the nurture sequence would lead into, I mean, I do want to have my call to action, right, Brenda? Definitely.
Yeah.
At the end of your 3 days. Yeah, we got a call to action. Okay, I like that. I think 3 days they can manage that. If it takes them all week, they can get it in 3 days of training.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
should I have it cut off at 5 days and say, you've got 5 days to take it, or give them a whole 7 days to do the 3 day? I mean, I know I don't want to go 1, 2, and 3 and bam, bam, bam. Oh, you didn't do it. I don't know. That's a bit much for busy parents.
I would give them 3 lessons, but they can spread it out over 5 days.
That would be good. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right.
I would just stress that, that first lesson, especially, you want to make it be a lot of fun for them to do,
Right. And not an assessment right away. Yeah. That's kind of like, yeah, that's work, and they got to think, and yeah.
Fun, put some gifts in there and things, to just make it engaging.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you, Susan. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks, Susan. Okay.
Cheryl, please go ahead.
And
Oh,
thank
Yes.
And Sue, thank you for asking that question, because that was one of my, as well, for my mini course. And so I love that idea of spreading it out beyond that. So thank you for that. So one of my questions is, where do I paste the opt-in code from a different site? So I use a different platform for my CRM and how I manage my the group. And so I want to make sure that that's connected to that. And then the second part of it is right now, I'm not capturing who has signed up into the course. And so it's showing me that people are in it. If I wanted to do a search to see how well they're doing, it's not segmenting them into that course though. It's just their names are just there and I have to scroll through the names to find them. So yeah.
Right. So answering the first part of your question,
Mhm.
what CRM are you using?
Coaches Council.
Okay, and what exactly do you want to connect? Like, what is the connection that you want to do with Experience?
Yeah. So as soon as they finish their leaving the landing page and they signed up, they opt in. I'm trying to take the opt-in code that I have and put it on Experienceify, but I'm not sure where I'm putting it in so that it brings them into it and I can start starts the triggers going from Experienceify because I have them set up on Experienceify for the triggers.
I mean, you need to connect Experienceify to your CRM through Zapier. That's something that you need to do.
Say that again.
Just Zapier or Zapier, I don't know how people
Oh.
pronounce it differently. So
Okay. Oh no,
we'll
I
share with
got
you.
it. I got it. I got it.
There we go. Through
Okay,
Zapier.
so there is no place where I can just paste the code that I
No.
have. Okay, gotcha.
No,
Got it.
unless it's a HTML and you want to embed certain things inside XP, that's possible. That's
Oh,
possible.
it
You
is an
can-
HTML.
Oh, then yes,
So,
absolutely.
yeah.
So I will share my screen. So
Okay.
if it's an HTML, what you do is you go, for example, to your homepage, if that's the place where you want to embed it.
Okay.
And what you do is you create an advanced block,
Ah,
you drag it here, and then when you edit the content, you need to enable the snippet and paste your HTML code here. So for example, I will use the HTML for a Spotify song. I will copy that and paste it here so that you see how it works. I have an HTML here. Share. There we go. Copy. Okay, so I have my HTML. I paste it. I close it. I save my changes, and when I click preview, they should see the song.
and so it's
There we
bringing
go.
them into your homepage,
Mm-hmm.
correct? Yes.
So it really depends where you want to put it, but yeah, that's
No,
how it
that's
works.
where I would want it. Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
'Cause
perfect.
That's where the triggers start with the emails and all of that for the EMC.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Okay, wonderful. And then the
Did I-
segment.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying, and then the segmenting, because it's not putting their names, where I know with another course, I was able to just look and just type in, for this course, the name, and it brought up the students. And when I go to my student area, so I can
Oh,
look at where they are, how they're moving through the course. And right
yeah,
now,
so
it looks like that. And that's the only way I can tell that they are in that class. But I know eventually it's not going to work as a way.
yeah, you need to filter them. I mean, you can
Okay.
filter them by course, like this
Now,
course.
where are you right
Oh,
now?
so at the end of your menu on the left side, there are filters.
Oh,
You can filter your students by course, by name, by coupons, tags, etc.
oh, okay, great. Okay.
Okay.
You always make this look so easy.
Brenda, I had a
pulled my
quick
hair out
question.
over the weekend.
No. Yes, Sue.
Yeah, I just had a quick question, what she was doing.
Uh-huh.
I was going to use XP's, I mean, even though I've got a website, I got a sales page over there, but I was going to actually send them to the opt-in page inside XP. So it will automatically send them the magic codes, magic links and all that stuff. So I don't have to take them from my, autoresponder and then put something into, like you said, that advanced section. We don't even need to touch that, right? If we just want to from our sales page on our, let's say our website to the opt-in page inside XP, then that's when they complete the sign up and then it's all automatic. So I don't ever
Exactly.
have to do anything, right? After that?
No, right after they sign up for your course, you set up all the automations and there's nothing that you need to do manually.
Right, because it's all inside
Yeah.
of XP. So
Exactly.
she was talking about taking some link from her website and putting it in there that she'd have to put, like you said, that code, that HTML code into hers. But a simpler way is just to let them land on the opt-in page
Oh,
inside XP, and then it's all automatic. And I don't,
oh,
right? I don't ever have to do anything.
I'm
Would
not
that be a
entirely
simpler way to
sure.
do it?
Maybe yes, but I'm not sure. I'm not very, I don't know much about that, to be completely honest with all of you.
That's just
Yeah,
from listening
no.
to all these calls was like a lot of,
Yeah.
yeah, we all have our own websites, but it's much
Mhm.
easier when Murray was designing all this was like, if you don't want to use his, you know, sales page, then at least
Mhm.
use his landing page, you know, opt-in page that and when they pay, so then it automatically, everything's all set up. So XP does all of that, you know,
Yeah.
and then sends everything out and we don't have to, it's all set up. I just wonder if that might be easier for her than trying to,
Well, I want all the money and everything, you know, payments going into my other one. I don't want it going to XP.
it doesn't
And
go to
so,
XP, you know.
well, if I put the opt-in and they sign up on XP, but it's going to send it back to my CRM when they pay.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It all the people end up back on your CRM, but now
Mm.
they're already inside XP, and then
Mhm.
they'll send out all the welcome emails, all the emails, all these things just talking about all those triggers,
Yeah.
the whole, you
Yeah.
know,
And I have it
12
set up to
weeks
do all
of your
that.
stuff. But yeah, it all does that, and the Stripe ends up in your account. So XP doesn't
Right.
have anything to do it. They're just integrating.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
I remember when you know Murray was first designing all this stuff, was
Mhm.
that was an easier integration than trying to have them, all the people sign up and pay and everything on your site, and then trying to get them in this other way. I'm just saying you may want to check
Mhm.
into that
Mhm.
and see what's simpler, because all it is one landing page on the XP platform and it's all
Mhm.
automated.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
might save you
It's
a
a lot
lot
of
of.
yeah, it's a lot of captured information that's not going to be on my other one, so that's why it's here.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
that's why.
it shows up. No, it bounces back to your CRM
I
automatically.
see what you're saying.
And then you can set up all your nurture sequences and everything else, but they're
Oh.
already in XP as a student. So they get
Uh-huh.
all the student benefits and you don't have to bring them over because you
Mm.
know, you don't have to automatically bring them over, especially if people sign up at different times and all
Yeah,
kinds of
yeah.
things. I'm just saying that might be a support question, but you know, you might want to look into that is
Where
it's not
okay.
keeping it all on your site when you could use the XP, just the
Mhm.
opt-in page and you know the money, and then everything's automated from then on.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you for that.
Yes. Thank you, Sue.
It's been around
Okay.
for a while.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that. Rachel, please go ahead.
Hi. So I work for someone who's creating an online course, and I've been helping to set it up and stuff like that. So we're still learning, very fresh, and we haven't launched it yet. We want to launch it hopefully in January, and we're getting a cohort together. Like, people are just emailing her if they're interested in the course. And we want to know how we can get it to that next page. I've created a landing page, which I did it as a separate create custom block, but I don't know if I should have done it that way or not. And I updated the order form, so it looks very pretty now. But oh, and then there's more questions. So I'm trying to understand how this all interacts. But like, once they buy it, what do they see, that kind of stuff. But I also want to know ideally what she would like to do is have her whole full course with her five or six modules, and she would like to be able to not only sell it as a whole course, but also sell the modules individually. Does that go? And then so my question, I guess, is can that be on the same order form? Is there a way to separate people once they've purchased it to go to just have access to this one course? Do they each need to have a separate homepage? Do we have to create separate homepages for each thing? That I just have lots of questions.
Sure. So to answer that last question, what I envision that happening is creating subscriptions, like different subscription plans, and those different pricing will allow them to have access to certain things inside your course. So you can only have one course, and in the order form you have different pricing, and depending on the plan that they go for, that's what they will have access to. How do you control that? By tag. So you create a tag for each one of the prices, and then in the experience engine you set it up so that people who have a certain tag only have access to the module 1 or only have access to the module 2, etc.
What do you mean when you say experience engine
Right.
setting it up? Are you going
So in the steps, you go to the step number 5, which is where you
Okay.
automate every single thing inside your course. And here's where you can create experiences. The trigger could be, for example, when a tag is added. Like I said, you have different prices, and let's say that the basic plan is $9. You will give them that tag, the $9 tag, which is going to be named 30-day access. So people who pay $9, they will have access for 30 days to my course, right?
Okay.
So you can control if people have access to all the content or only to certain parts of the content and for how long, etc. So those are the things that you set up in the experience engine in the step number 5. But I mean, it depends if you want to go more in detail through every single one of these, but we can go through your questions and then maybe circle back to.
Okay. Well, so say I've got that set up. So the person that's buying course 1 only, or I mean, sorry, module 1 only, they've purchased that instead of the whole program or the whole course. Sorry, my boss is calling, instead of course, she's calling it program. Instead of module, she's calling it courses. And instead of training, she's calling it lessons. So I keep having to translate. Anyway, so say someone has bought just module 1, and I've created a tag for that, and I've added it to the experience engine. Once they completed the purchase, what happens? Where do they go? What do they see?
They will be redirected to the homepage. So that's the first thing that they will see, the homepage.
So does the homepage automatically only going to have that first course visible?
The homepage doesn't hold any of the trainings. What they will see is what you decided they want to see. For example, that could be a welcome video. And I'm guessing that you're going to have maybe 3 different welcome videos because there will be 3 different prices, let's say.
Okay.
So you're going to give them different information based on the plan that they went for. So for that, you need to play with blog visibility, again, based on tags. So I will go to the homepage. And it might look messy for you in the backend. Why do I say this? Because, for example, this is the welcome video that I have, right? Like a regular welcome video for my clients, because this is a course for everyone. There's not different pricings. So if you're going to go for the different prices, what I would do is to duplicate this welcome video thing. Obviously, replace this video with the one that goes for students for the basic, that went for the basic plan. And then you edit the visibility of these blogs. So when you go to blog visibility, you can play with, so only people with certain tags will be able to see this.
Okay.
Or you can select to hide things from people with certain tags as well. So whatever works for you.
So the people who have bought the whole course won't be, I can make it so they cannot see the video that the people that only bought one course would, I mean, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they won't see this, like 2 videos repeated, like they won't be able to see that. You will see it because you're creating it, but they won't.
So since it's one course with everything under it, there would be one homepage, and then I would edit the blocks based on what they would see and not see. On the sample one, on the default one that's in there already, at the bottom, it has their first module with the first 3 lessons. So I would just delete that entirely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Delete
Okay.
it, yeah.
And then when you were at the top, where it had the top bar thingy, it says home, all trainings and community forum, but the default one doesn't say community forum, it says something else. You can
Right.
change that or
Absolutely.
add. Okay.
Yes, this is something that I added as an example. So for example, if you had replays that you want people to have access to, you need to add that in your navigation bar. I added the all trainings page and the forum page, but you can add others. For example, I will call these the bonuses. So if they have bonuses that they have earned, I will take them there. So it will be an internal page, and the destination is the all bonuses page. So that will be added to my navigation bar, as you can see.
Okay. When people sign up for the course and we want them to be in the forum, do they automatically have access to the forum, or is that something we have to manually go and add them to or anything?
No, you don't need to manually add them. However, you need to set up a space that they will have access to. So not everyone is added to the community forum because maybe you don't want to have a community forum. So you need to set it up first in forum, and you need to create a space for this specific course. For example, I have created this 5-day challenge space, and I decide who has access to this space. For example, only people who belong to my 5-day yoga challenge will be able to see this. So when in the navigation bar, when I put the link to the community forum, when they click there, the only thing that they will see in the forum is this 5-day challenge space, because that's the only thing that they have access to.
Okay. How did you add the people on the left under community? How did you add the 5-day challenge?
Oh, you can create one from scratch. For example, here you have a plus button.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, so you can create a space divider or create a group.
Okay.
And you name your group, you give them permissions, etc. So that's how you set it up.
Okay. Okay, I just have a couple more questions. Sorry, thank you. You know, when you show me something, I'm like, oh, I want to know how to do that too. She wants to have a quiz or a survey or questionnaire that they can fill out before the class starts. So because it's going to launch in January, so people are going to buy the course and they're going to be able to see their homepage, I assume, but we can wait till they can have access to the different modules, right? So before that happens, she would like them to answer a survey. Can they do it can they open it and fill it out within XP?
What is the purpose of this survey? Is she going to review it, or what's happening with that?
So the course is for couples and skills in their relationship. So it's going to be questions about, are they currently in a relationship? Is this for the future, or is it for right now? They'll be asked different questions just to kind of gauge where they're at and what they're needing. You know, I don't know.
But she's going to review it, like manually check them.
Right.
Okay. So she can definitely do that. However, I don't know if that's going to be connected to some of the content that she will give to them. So I don't know if you tell me if this answer is going to be related to the content that they will have access to, like what is it going to look like?
It's not going to change what they're going to have access to. It's just
okay.
It's for their learning and for our learning to understand what the client.
So that's an onboarding type of thing. I've got that stuff in my onboarding.
Okay.
It's before the course starts. You can put that in the whole welcome area.
Okay.
And that it's not related to the course material.
If it's not related, then yeah, sure. You can use Experientify for that. You can just put an essay response type of action. And actually, you can set it up so that she receives all the feedback collected to her email so that she can easily check that.
And they can be gamified, you know, if they fill it out, yeah, they get, you know, they get some points for that.
Exactly.
And
Yeah, it could be like a bonus offer, not offer, sorry, like a bonus activity, and they will get extra points for that. Absolutely, Sue.
Yeah, otherwise, if you don't do that, and it's maybe 2 weeks before the course starts, you know, it's easy to keep putting it off and then they never get around, you know.
Yeah. Oh, Rachel, I think you froze. Oh, there you are.
Okay, it was me.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I can't hear anybody now. So can you show me very briefly how, where and how I would add that? I mean, I get that the welcome page would have that, the homepage would have it, and it would be just, what does it look
Sure.
like when they have something they can fill in? If you could just show me the very beginning part of that, I think I'll be able to.
Of course. So if you're going to do it before they actually start the course
Yes.
and you want to put it in the homepage, what you would do is just select an actions block. This one, the first one,
Okay.
drag it here, and then this action, it didn't show up. Let me double do it. Here it is. So you would turn this action into an essay response type of action. You will go to the action name, and then you change the action type from simple checkbox to an essay response.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you are going to write the pretext here or the action title, like give me your feedback, let's say.
Okay. Okay.
There
And
we
then
go.
how does that then end up in her email?
Oh, that's a different set of automations that you need to do. I have an office hours where I go through the process. Let me look that for you. Can you please leave your email in the chat and I will email that to you.
Okay. Okay. So if I didn't set that up, if I just did this part, where would that information go?
Right, so you will go to your students page. Let me go here. Ugh, where is it? Save settings. I will go to the Experientify app. You would need to go to your students and filter them by course. No, I'm lying to you. That would be in the activity feed. In your activity feed, you divide them by course, let's say this one, and then the activity type should be an essay response, which should
Okay.
be somewhere. Activity, completed action, sorry, completed action, any essay response action. So that's how she
Okay.
would check the answer responses. If she's not having more than one, then it's going to be easy. If she has 10 different essay responses, then that's when it gets tricky.
Okay. Okay, so I'll give you my email. My last question is about, she wants to have worksheets for each lesson, each training. And she wants to create a fill-outable PDF. It won't be super long. Is it possible to have something, create something like that and put it in as part of the lesson, and have it be something they can open and fill out right there instead of having to download it and fill it out and take a picture or whatever and upload it again or whatever they would do?
Right. So I'm guessing that's like again, like an HTML code that you, let me see if I can, I've never done that. I have a worksheet that I use for the workshop training, and this is fillable, right? So I will download it and try to embed it into my course. So I will download it, just 1 second. I think I can, yes. Oh, how can I download it? Oh my God. I think I have it downloaded anyways. Okay, so I will go to my course and I will embed it. Where will I embed it? Let me think. Because that could be either, I don't think that could happen here. Let me go to the single training page. And then I will add. What could it be? What could it be? Is it an advanced block? Let's see. I don't think so. Anybody else has any idea on how you can do this? I think I'm close to understanding that.
Are you asking how to download it, or are you
No,
asking
no,
how
no.
to?
How to embed it inside XP.
Yeah, I'm the one with the question. I don't know.
Yeah, because I know that in the course content, you could possibly do that. Okay, I will add it to my. No, I would need to embed it. I need a code.
Can you put it in the resources?
Yes, I could, so that they can download it and then fill it out. That's something that you can absolutely do. But I think what she means is that she wants to see, or she wants the students to be able to see the worksheet right here. Am I correct, Rachel? And just fill it
Yes,
out
when they're
right here.
when they're in the middle of their training, they've watched their video, and the next part is the homework or the activity they need to complete. And I want them to be able to click on it, and it opens right there where they can fill in a fill-inable PDF.
Without having to download it to the.
Last
Yeah.
time I asked about that, they didn't have it, but Murray's always making lots of updates.
Okay.
So that might need to be a Murray question.
I would love to
Yeah.
have that too. I have lots of things on my course that require fill-in things. So
Yeah.
love to hear about how to do that as well.
Embed
Especially
EDS.
with the onboarding stuff. Yeah, there's a lot.
Mhm.
We can do, like I said, without going outside to, some other program and getting that, like I said, if it's all right here, it's nice to have that.
Absolutely. I will ask ChatGPT if he can give me a code to embed a PDF. Okay. In the meantime, we can go to Jody's question, and then I will circle back to you, Rachel.
Thank you.
A question that just came up after hearing Rachel and the essay responses. So I'm creating a self-directed learning. So I'm not going to be part of the engaging with students as they go through, but I did create some essay response questions just to have them think a little bit more. Am I going to be getting those responses once they're completed?
Not automatically, but you can set it up so that it reaches to your email. So that's a different process.
Yeah,
You
I
can.
I don't want that. I just want them to
Oh,
take
no.
some time to reflect and enter in that box, and it goes
Ah,
into the
no, don't
ether and
worry.
they get their points.
No, it won't happen.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
while you have the gamified course template there, so
Uh-huh.
I don't really want to do weeks necessarily, but I did use the template in order to create 4 different modules. They're not 5 trainings each, like module 1 there's 2, module 2 there's 4. When I delete the parts of the templates, like the trainings that I don't want, how I know it's going to impact the tags and the setups. I'm just wondering at this point if it's wise to just start over and not use a template without really knowing how to use tags and the celebrations, and it says weeks. I'm trying to change it to like modules. What is your advice there? I'm not too far in.
Right. I understand that it can be complicated to start from templates. However, if you want to see less noise while you are delivering or working on your training, what I would suggest is maybe just creating the template, like using the template, but just opening a different tab in your browser and going back and forth just to copy the things that you want. So there are things that are able that you can save them and then you can use them later for a different course. So that's something that you can do.
Okay.
However, my advice is to follow the template just to understand the logic better. Understanding what's happening with the experience engine, for example, that's very important so that you can implement similar things to your course. If you don't want to go for modules, you want to call them differently, that's totally possible. You can do those things. But I would always rely on the template. So I wouldn't necessarily separate both of them. But if you get overwhelmed seeing everything that's been created already, I just suggest creating one from scratch and keeping your template open so that you can go back and forth between those and just grab what you need from them.
Yeah, I guess what I'm concerned more about is, if I delete module 1, I delete training 3, 4, and 5. How does that impact the automations later on? I don't know enough to know
I
how that's
understand.
impacting
Yeah.
things.
Well, again, explore the experience engine. Look, it's not really complicated. It's not as complicated as it looks like. But look, for example, this is the gamified template, right?
Yeah,
We
that's
have
the one I'm in.
Right. So we have things that are not as complicated, but there are many. So for example, the first trigger is when a user is added to the course, they receive an email and an SMS. That's very simple, right? Now, when a user receives the course starts tomorrow tag, what happens? They receive an email, an SMS, and then there's a set of automations that go with that, like waiting today, and then 1 day, sorry, and then receiving an email. So these are the things that you need to be aware of. Just understanding the logic behind these automations going one by one. That's what will tell you, oh, if I delete or if I don't give them access to, I don't know, to the second training, maybe this email doesn't make a lot of sense. So I might need to replace it with a different email, or maybe just deleting that or turning that off. But you need to go through it so you can understand it better. If there's anything that you get super confused about, we are always here for you. You can come to office hours and we will, debunk everything, something that you don't understand. This is what I'm here for. So just feel free to explore it. Don't worry about messing it up. You can create as many templates as possible. So just open one to play with it, to click here and there, turn things on, turn things off, delete things. There's nothing that you need to worry about. But that's the only way to learn, actually. Like going through the templates is the only way that it's the fastest way, not the only way, but the fastest way, in my opinion.
And Jody, also one thing you can do is called the one that has everything in it. Call that your master. Name that your master. Make a duplicate copy of it, and then start taking stuff out. And then that's when you can go and look, because you don't want to lose that and all that information that you have in there. Call it a master, and then copy it and call that one whatever you want. And let's say you're going to, don't take everything out. Maybe the next one is you only take out, one chunk of it, and the next course takes out 2 chunks, and that takes out 3, something like that, because that could work with the module lady too. She could copy these things over, then they just get that, module of trainings. But I would try that. Then you don't lose anything.
That's great
appreciate
advice.
that. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Sue. Barbara, please go ahead.
Yeah, just to add, I would love if anybody, Brenda or anybody else, is going to contact Murray about things that we're looking for. The quiz builder, I thought I read somewhere that was something that was new, where you could, enter your quiz questions and answers, and it would be great if they could score them. So I don't have to do that, or I don't have to hire somebody to do that.
Okay, right. So I will, if that's something that we did, I'm totally lost here. I'm so sorry about that. If that's something that's been implemented, like
I don't know.
today or yesterday?
No. I think it was
okay.
a week or 2 ago. I saw something on the sidebar, new things coming up, and I could be wrong. I think I saw.
Yeah, there's many things going on.
I got very
Don't worry.
excited. Yeah, I have quizzes that I use in marketing. That's totally different, but quizzes, for continuing education units and certification purposes and evaluation. And I've had companies that, I've had it scored before and every time I have to change something or somebody has a question, it's a huge hassle to get the company to make those changes, or people have questions about, I didn't get the quiz, I didn't get my answers or something like that. So it's right. Now I was thinking I could do it on my website, but I still have to hire somebody to program that onto my website, which I've done before, like really long time ago. But my other quizzes are in an assessment quiz program. So
Mhm.
that just automatically scores it, sends them emails, it comes back to me. That's mainly for my promotional purposes. Before I do a strategy session, I get those quiz. It's not really quiz, but it's a questionnaire ahead of time.
Questionnaire.
Mhm.
Yeah, sure. I will definitely ask about this. If there are any new features around the quizzes, I will go through them tomorrow out of office hours. I will definitely do that. However, I'm not entirely sure that's happening inside XP. Maybe like Christopher says, maybe that happened in GoPlus, because I haven't heard anything about quizzes inside XP yet. That's definitely something in the pipeline, but I'm not sure that happened like now. But I will definitely ask Barbara. Thank you for the heads up.
Yeah, and for the quizzes, they're true false. So it would be pretty
Okay.
easy, they just have to get a percentage correct.
Absolutely.
It's
Okay,
not too
okay.
complicated.
Okay, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
awesome. Chris, please go ahead.
Yes, just about today's update, if it was, everything went well, and if there are any new things that we should know about concerning the update.
Yeah, that's, we had like a major update today, but I am almost sure that it was like debugging the system and making things faster inside XP rather than new features. However, again, I will go through them tomorrow if there have been any improvements in the platform or any like new features. I will be happy to go through them tomorrow at office hours. But so far, I think everything is just like behind the scenes, but not really new features. However, I will definitely investigate it because it just happened today, so I don't have like all the details about it, but I will definitely ask Chris. And I will be emailing everyone who's shared their email in the chat about how to receive feedback through your email. I will be sending you that video. And I'll see you tomorrow for office hours if you have time. I really hope that you can make it tomorrow. And let's see if we have any new features inside XP. That would be really exciting. Okay, Barbara, you too. Thank you for that. And thank you everyone for joining me today. It was like a really successful office hours meeting, and I'll see you tomorrow for the second session. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
being here. Take
Thank you.
care. See you. Have a good night.